This is an emergency transmission from the Nocturnal Atmospheric Observation Bureau. If you are receiving this broadcast at 3:33 a.m., do not look outside your window. Do not check the sky. What you think is sunrise is not the sun you know. At exactly 3:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on March 17th, reports began flooding emergency services from 17 states. Callers described seeing daylight, not dawn, full daylight, but their clocks all read the same time, 3:33 a.m. When operators asked them to describe what they were seeing, the line would go silent, then breathing, then a whisper. It's watching me. We now understand this phenomenon as the unblinking event. A second sun appears in the night sky. It does not rise. It does not set. It simply exists where no sun should be. And unlike our sun, this one never blinks, never wavers, never looks away. The first documented observer was a radio tower technician in West Virginia. His final transmission was recorded at 3:34 a.m. There's light coming through the clouds. No, not through, from inside them. The light is wrong. It's not yellow. It's not white. It's the color of knowing something terrible. I can see my shadow. I'm inside. How do I have a shadow inside? His body was found 3 days later at the base of the tower. He had climbed down, carefully, methodically. Then he laid down on the gravel and stared upward. His eyes were open, dried. He had been there long enough that his corneas had turned opaque from exposure, but his pupils were still dilated, still focused on something above. The medical examiner noted something unusual in her report. His eyelids had been removed, not torn, not cut, dissolved, as if they had simply stopped being necessary. If you see the second sun, your first instinct will be to look away. Do not. Looking away gives it permission to move closer. Survivors, the few who remain coherent, all report the same experience. The moment they broke eye contact, the light shifted, got brighter, got nearer. Some describe it as a presence that was suddenly behind them. Others say it felt like the sun had entered the room and was breathing on the back of their neck. One survivor, a night shift nurse, described her experience in detail before she stopped speaking altogether. I was driving home. The road was empty. Then I noticed my dashboard was lit up like it was noon, but it was 3:33 a.m. I looked up through the windshield, and there it was, a sun, in the middle of the night, just hanging there. I tried to keep driving. I tried to ignore it, but then I realized my car was casting two shadows, one from the streetlights, one from above. The second shadow was darker, heavier. It looked like it was standing up even though I was sitting down. I pulled over. I had to. The shadow didn't stop when I did. It kept moving, slowly, turning its head toward me. That's when I understood. The second sun wasn't in the sky. It was looking through the sky, using the light like an eye, and it saw me. She was found 6 hours later, still in her car, engine running, staring through the sunroof. She hasn't blinked since. Medically, she's awake, responsive to pain, but she will not close her eyes. When asked why, she wrote on a notepad, "If I blink, it blinks back." The phenomenon follows a predictable pattern. Stage 1 begins at 3:33 a.m. The second sun appears, silent, unmoving. Those who see it report a compulsion to keep watching, not out of fear, out of certainty, a knowing that if they look away, something fundamental will change, something they can never undo. Stage 2 occurs within 5 minutes. The observer begins to notice inconsistencies, shadows that don't match light sources, reflections that show daylight even when looking at mirrors inside dark rooms. Some report seeing their own face in windows, but the reflection is smiling when they are not. The reflection's eyes are open wider than they should be, wider than human eyes can open. Stage 3 is when reality begins to fracture. The light from the second sun does not behave like light should. It bends around corners. It seeps under doors. It fills enclosed spaces even when every curtain is drawn. One man locked himself in a windowless basement. He called emergency services and described how the light was coming through the concrete, not through cracks, through the solid material itself. He said it looked like the walls were becoming transparent, like the light was teaching them not to be walls anymore. His final words were, "I can see outside. I'm 3 floors underground, but I can see the sky, and the sky is looking back." By stage 4, observers report that time stops feeling linear. Minutes stretch, hours compress. Some claim they lived through the same moment repeatedly.
A woman described pouring a glass of water over and over, the stream frozen in the air, the glass never filling. Each time she tried to move away, she found herself back at the sink, hand on the faucet, about to pour again. She said it happened 700 times before something changed. What changed was her reflection. In the window above the sink, it had stopped copying her movements. It was standing still, watching her repeat the action, and it was smiling. Stage 5 is collection. We do not fully understand this stage because no one has returned from it with their mind intact, but we have evidence, recordings, voicemails. One particular recording came from a teacher who had seen the second son on his drive to work. He called his wife at 4:47 a.m. The message is 11 minutes long. For the first 3 minutes, he describes what he's seeing. The sun that won't go away. The way the light makes everything look too sharp, too detailed, too real. Then his voice changes. Not in tone, in cadence. He begins speaking in perfect rhythm. Every sentence the same length. Every breath in the same place. He says, "I need to go outside now. It's calling me outside. Not with sound, with correctness. It is correct that I go outside. It is correct that I look up. It has always been correct. I've just been refusing to understand. But now I understand. The second sun isn't new. It's always been there. We just forgot to look at the right time. I'm going outside now. I'm looking up now. Oh, I see. I see why we forgot. We had to forget, because if we remembered, we'd never look away. We'd never blink. We'd never stop seeing. I don't want to stop seeing. I'm sorry. Tell the kids I finally understand what light is. It's not energy. It's attention. And something is paying attention to me. Something vast. Something that's been waiting. I have to go now. I have to give it my eyes." The line went dead. He was never found. But his car was, parked in an empty field. The driver's door open. Footprints leading away. Barefoot, walking in a perfectly straight line towards nothing. The prince stopped after 40 feet. Just stopped. As if he had walked into the air and kept going. If you are experiencing the unblinking event, there is no confirmed method of escape, but there are delay tactics. Do not attempt to photograph the second sun. Cameras attract its focus. Do not speak about it aloud. Voiced acknowledgement accelerates the stages. Do not try to convince others of what you're seeing. Spreading awareness spreads the event. Instead, do this. Close all curtains. Turn off all lights. Sit in complete darkness. Place your hands over your eyes. Not to block the light. The light will find you anyway. But to remind yourself that your eyes belong to you. That you can choose when to open them. That you still have that choice. Count backwards from 3:33. Slowly. If you reach 0 and you're still in darkness, you may survive until dawn. But if at any point during your counting you see light through your closed eyelids, through your hands, through the absolute darkness you've created, do not open your eyes. The second sun has found you, and it wants you to witness what comes next. One last warning. If you survive until dawn and the second sun fades, do not assume you are safe. Check your shadow. If it's longer than it should be, if it moves half a second after you do, if it ever, even once, faces a direction you are not facing, then you are marked. And at 3:33 a.m. tomorrow, it will come back, and this time it will not wait for you to look. This broadcast will not repeat. The tower is compromised. The light is inside the building. I can see my reflection in the console screen. It stopped blinking 3 minutes ago. I should stop too. It's only correct. It's only natural. It's only what the light wants. And the light, I'm learning, is very persuasive. Good luck. Keep your eyes closed. And whatever you do, don't look at the clock at 3:33 a.m. It's always watching for those who watch back.